It is Monday, December 27th of 2021, and I hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas, and that's basically what I'm going to talk about today here on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam! And good morning, everyone, and welcome to Guy's Daily Drive post-Christmas, post-holiday edition. It's, oh my, it was kind of a super long weekend, or maybe it just felt longer than it really did, because there was just so much going on. Thursday was a short day because they let us go 3 hours early, which was appreciated, which gave me time to get home and do a few last minute Christmas duties that I had. I waited until everybody was in bed that evening, and then I filled up the stockings. And we have stockings for everyone in the house. There's one for Tracy, back from when she was a little girl. There's one for Peter that we got him when he was a wee lad. Guy Jr. has my old stocking from when I was a little boy. I don't know when that happened. I don't know when that became, like, when my stocking became his stocking. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I have this, like, just kind of generic red and, red and green stocking. That one's mine. And we have one for Peter's significant other, Liza. Had one made for her. And we don't have one yet for Guy's girlfriend, Ashley. I think mostly because it was kind of last minute that that the two of them were going to be up here. So, next Christmas I will have a stocking for her, and all will be right with the world. So instead, what we do have is tons and tons of those Amazon gift bags. So I appropriated one of those to be Ashley's stocking, and so that got filled up with, because basically what I do for the kids' stockings is I will find useful items, on top of, like, fun-sized candy bars and candy canes and things like that. I'll find useful items that I think they can use, and one personal item that, based on my knowledge of them, that I'm pretty sure that they're going to like. Like for Peter, it was a notebook, and the cover is made out of old vinyl records. So, the vinyl record is cut up and obviously unplayable or what have you. And so then that's turned into a notebook, and I thought he would enjoy that. And for Tracy, I got a pack of tarot cards because that's what she likes. Not saying nothing. And some some guinea pig socks. And the mystery of the guinea pig mask was solved. It was in a little Amazon gift bag. I'd forgotten that I was able to do it that way. So she has her guinea pig mask that I was just freaking out about prior to Christmas because I couldn't find it. So that mystery was solved. Good. Guy got a recipe book based on food that has been seen in television shows and movies, because those are the kinds of things that he's really interested in. For Ashley and Liza, I gave them, and it was probably, no, it was definitely the most expensive personalized gift that was in their stockings. Like, I gave them each Apple AirPods. So that took care of, oh, and also Ashley got, it's these weird, I'm not sure how to describe it. They're made of like a hard plastic, except for the very end. And you take a corn tortilla, like the small kind. You wrap it around this thing, you put it into a toaster, push the toaster down, and it makes taco shells. I saw that as I was like looking for other things, and I got it not necessarily with Ashley in mind, but just thinking that this would make kind of a cool, unusual gift for somebody. And I was right. So that was all the stockings. And I told you about the mystery of the hand mixer last week and how that was finally solved. And I am not without not a hand mixer. I am not without a stand mixer, because Liza got me one. So I have, it's a real nice one too, a KitchenAid stand mixer. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I gave up the one that, well, I didn't give it up because it was never intended for us in the first place, but gave the stand mixer back that wasn't ours, that got delivered to us by mistake to our neighbors, and still ended up with a stand mixer. So that was great. And I got some socks, which I definitely needed. I got a sweater that I desperately needed. And I got a new pair of shoes from Tracy. And the cool thing about these shoes is, and you know, you say cool thing, but that's an oxymoron. What will make these shoes very, very handy is that they fit really well. And I know that sounds weird, but I have a lot of shoes that are very tight on my feet because I have big feet. And as it turns out, I have kind of wide feet. And I have, you know, I've been wearing sneakers from various places, and I put the sole inserts in them thinking that, okay, well, the reason why my feet hurt is because I have flat feet. No, the reason why my feet hurt is because the damn shoes are too tight. And so we bought a pair when we were in North Carolina, brown, because that's what they had. And they were so comfortable, especially when driving. My feet start to hurt and tingle as I wear those other shoes for a while driving. And so now I got a pair of black ones as well. So these are great for going to work or going out or what have you. And I can wear the sneakers if I'm doing whatever. But I may need to get rid of all of my sneakers and see if I can find some 16 wides in sneakers, because that's my feet now, is 16 wide. It's not just 16. So it's a pain in the neck, and there's not much I can do about it. And that's my work phone ringing, but I'm not going to answer it right now. They'll just have to wait until I get in. I will call them back. So, but that was basically what I got, and you know, the kids got all this, a lot of the stuff that they had asked for. So it was a really good Christmas. One of the gifts that I got was for Liza, and she'd been asking me about putting a dash cam in her car for reasons, and I won't go into that. But she wanted to put a dash cam in her car, and I have one of these dash cams. So The one thing I'd never done with them was install the rear camera. And the whole thing was kind of ticking me off because it keeps popping up and showing me my front-facing camera. It's like I'm looking out the front. I don't need to see the front-facing camera in my mirror. So we started to install this in Liza's car, and it included the rear-facing camera. And we routed it all the way through. That was a struggle. Fortunately, her back seats fold down, so it could have been a lot worse. But as it turned out, it turned out to be okay. But as soon as we plugged the rear camera in, that's what was showing up on the mirror. So basically, what this thing does is take whatever input it has, and if it has the rear camera, that's what it shows. If it doesn't have the rear camera, it shows the front camera. And I wish I could turn that feature off entirely and just use this as a mirror while it records. But that's not to be. You can't do that. So now I have to get a rear camera and install it in this car because I don't want to give up this dash cam and get that going. And we'll, you know, I hope to be able to find one. If I can't, then I got to try to acquire one in some other way that's going to work with the unit that I have. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Here's a policeman right here. So that was Christmas, and it was fun. You know, we had lots of people over. We went Christmas Eve. We went to Liza's house, Liza's mother's house, and she had like 3 different entrees, and they were all delicious, and a bunch of different little side dishes. And for the most part, we just sat around in a circle and talked and ate and talked, and it was a lot of fun. And then Christmas Day, we made all the usuals that we do. There was sweet potato pie and green bean casserole and mashed potatoes. And then I made a standing rib roast. And wow, did that turn out fantastic. And it was just a rib roast I got from a local store, about 6.2 pounds. And it came out, you know, followed a recipe, and it came out just so good. And we had 6 people. Yeah, we had 6 people over to the house. And there was not much left, because of course, you know, the bones take up a sizable portion of that, and you'll have a little bit that disappears while it cooks, or it, you know, shrinks down, that kind of thing. But it was tender, it was juicy, it was medium rare. I mean, just perfect. Maybe I'll go over that recipe sometime, because it's a really good recipe for standing rib roast. And then the rest of the weekend was mostly just people, you know, friends of Peter coming over and looking at old movies that they had made over the years. And it was just fun. The house was filled with the sounds of merriment for pretty much the entire weekend. So it was a perfect Christmas weekend. It wasn't any snow. I guess that would have been like the icing on the cake, so to speak. So no snow, but that's all right. It just meant that everybody was able to get around easier. Guy and Peter left yesterday. Guy and Ashley left yesterday afternoon. It took them 3 hours to get to Richmond, which doesn't surprise me. And Peter left last night after some of his friends left. And that's it. I mean, just wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I hope yours was filled with as much joy and spirit and holiday making as mine was. If you would like to get a hold of me,